All right, today's lesson is called Happy Accidents. When artists paint, very often we make accidents or accidents happen, and you can either get upset about it or you can turn it into something good. And so we're going to talk about how you can kind of turn it into something good and how sometimes accidents don't have to be the end of the world. We're going to start off today by making sure we've got your materials. You need watercolor paper or some type of thick paper, cardstock paper, poster board, that sort of thing. Marker, we're going to do a little black line marker drawing first, and then you're going to need some watercolors and brush as well. Today we're going to talk too about how watercolors are very similar like tissue paper. If you lay tissue paper over each other, you ever lay tissue paper over each other?
No, I don't really use tissue paper.
So we've used it in our class before, and a lot of students recognize if you lay a piece of yellow tissue paper over a piece of red tissue paper, something happens.
It makes orange.
It does. It makes orange. We did this project where we made window coverings for our porch, and they were super cool. And when we laid yellow over red, we got orange. And it's the same sort of thing with watercolors. As you take watercolor and paint one color over the other, they're going to change a little bit because they're transparent, very much like that tissue paper. Transparent means we can see through them. And because we can see through them, we can see that layer beneath, and they affect each other that way. So first thing we're going to start off today is we're going to do a simple line drawing on our paper. Okay. So you got your marker there. I'm going to do a bird. You can do a flower. You can do a butterfly. Choose something that you would like to do. Anything is up to you. And we're going to draw that. And so, and we're going to draw in its in an environment. So, for instance, if you draw a butterfly, put it next to a flower. Or if you do a little bee, put it next to a little flower, sort of thing. Or it's next to its little hive. But we're not going to worry about colors right now. We just want to do a very simple, basic line drawing. So I'm going to start with mine and show you what I'm coming up with. And then you do yours however you like. I'm doing a simple bird.
I can't decide.
You can't decide what you want to do?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I'm going to make my little smile on his face there. And then I'm going to put my bird in the environment, and his environment is going to be sitting in this tree. What's your environment going to be? What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Don't know yet? I'm going to put a sun up here shining in the sky. All right, so this is my basic line drawing. I've got simply a bird sitting on a limb, and there's a sun up in the sky. I better give him some wings there. How's that? Give him some wing action. Very simple drawing.
This is going to be a lot better.
What are you doing today?
I'm going to draw a little baby dressed up as a lion because I saw that.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know what to do.
Keep it simple. Try to fill that page with your drawing. That's the other thing. You want to try to make sure it fills the whole page a little bit.
It will once I have my environment.
Let's do it quickly.
Sorry.
But you're great. You're doing great. Excellent.
Little hood.
Very cute.
Lion.
All right. While she's finishing hers up, I'm going to talk about what we're doing next. We're going to turn watercolor, and we're going to add color to our drawing, and we're not going to stay in the lines. This is going to be one of those times we're just not going to stay in the lines. We're going to make some accidents, and we're going to turn them into happy accidents.
We're going to make some accidents on purpose?
That's right. And so let me show you what we're using here. We're using watercolors. They're called cake watercolors. This is the set I'm using. Serena has her own set. You can be using any type of watercolors, though. The little praying 8-color sets that we use in school are great. If you have liquid watercolors, those are fine as well. If you don't have watercolors, sometimes you can use food coloring. You can add just a couple drops into a small amount of water and use that to get the same sort of effect we're going to get here with the watercolor paint.
That's cool.
All right, you about ready?
But I got to have my
All right, draw your background real quick. All right. So one of the reasons we're calling this a happy accident is we're going to let accidents just happen. So we're going to pick any color, and I'm going to start off with yellow. And we're going to make a big big pile of that, if you will. A whole bunch of yellow, and I'm adding extra water to it and everything. And so I'm doing a whole bunch of yellow, and with a lot of extra water. Let me show you what happens here. So just like in school, if we add too much water, what happens is that starts to drip. Oh, well, that's all right. That's what we're talking about. We're going to turn that drip. We're going to learn how to make this into our happy accidents. So I'm going to just kind of move this around so that yellow now goes kind of all over the place, and I'll show you sort of how it's done here. If you can see, the yellow has dripped and gotten into all kinds of weird places.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why would the yellow not want to go out onto the Sharpie?
Once it follows a line that's already there, it kind of just goes with it. All right, finish up your drawing real quick so we can start adding color to yours. All right, I'm gonna continue adding, so I'm afraid we'll run out of time. I'm gonna go with red next, but again, I'm gonna take a big pile of red. It doesn't matter where I put it on my paper. I'm gonna put it next to that yellow though, and I'm gonna let it drip around. I'm going to kind of encourage the drip and where it kind of goes. And that's sort of what I'm getting with mine. Now, I got lines going everywhere and cool color going everywhere, and that's all right. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to add a little color in some random place, and then we're just going to move it around, smish it around, and let it play with the other colors, and let those accents kind of marry together and see what they come up with. All right. So take some water on your brush.
I forgot to do something.
Okay. You're going to make big areas of color and then let those kind of bleed and run together. I'm going to go with blue next. I'm going to start my blue way over here. Add a lot of water to it. I'm going to let it drip around.
Ooh, I have an idea.
All right, get your paint going.
Oh.
So this is how mine's starting to look. I've got 3 colors going so far. By the time we're done, the whole page is going to be filled with color. We want random color everywhere. So I'm going to start picking some colors that that go with these to put next to them. So, for instance, what goes with blue real well? Well, we'll think of colors that are analogous. Colors that go together, analogous. Analogous colors are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. And so, like purple's next to red, and purple's next to blue. Blue, red, and purple, those are all 3 analogous colors. So when we lay them next to each other, they should look really good with each other. They have a natural commonality. They have that shared relatives, red and blue as in purple, blue is in purple. Let's see what color I've got here. Oh, that's a blue. How's yours coming? All right. Oh, that's nice. Add more water next time, maybe?
I added a lot of water.
Did you add a lot of water?
Yeah, I maybe didn't get to this layer, though.
So I'm going to show you here now as I'm going up into these other areas that already have a lot of water in them. You can put water on your paper and then introduce the color into it. And I'll show you what that looks like. You can see I started with water and then I just started adding that red into it that's dripping down now. And again, we're going to go over the whole thing like this.
It's stuck in my sun.
It's all right.
It's stuck in the sun.
That's good. That's awesome.
It's stuck inside. That's weird.
And but it's also going outside the sun too, right?
Yeah, but mostly it's getting stuck inside. Okay, this thing. Water's uncooperative.
So maybe try putting the water down first and then adding the color into it and see how that works for you.
Okay.
And this is a big experiment sort of painting. This is when we talk about those happy accidents. All these little accents are coming together and they do some neat, fun stuff, some beautiful things.
So what does it be like an orange color?
Again, don't try to direct the color too much.
I'm not.
Let the painting just kind of happen on its own.
I know.
All right, I got some green here. Let that green kind of get out and do its thing.
Cool. I put down some water, but it turned into like yellow, and when it ran down, it just ran right over the red.
That's awesome. Then what
That
it would
was
have
so cool. That was like rising like a...
Excuse me. I'm gonna add some more green over in here because we don't have enough greens.
Cool. It's so cool.
It's neat, isn't it? How much kind of cool stuff happens as those colors get together and as they mix and blend.
But you were right about adding the water first.
Well, it's an experiment. You can try doing it lots of different ways.
It worked really well.
Okay, so this is what I've got so far. I've added some green.
We've got about 5 more minutes to this.
Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes. And again, as you can see, I'm not trying to stay inside the line of the bird, for instance. That bird is doing its own thing. We're not trying to add color inside that. My sun, even though my sun is orange, what's the color I'm using next to it? Green. I want to add some green here.
I used like red and like I made it my sun a sunset. Like
add plenty of water.
I did.
Yeah, it's one of those where you probably can't add enough water. You want it to be able to kind of smoosh around and move it around and create those happy accents.
Spot. Just gonna kind of paint that on there because I'm getting annoyed with that being white. Okay. Put some drippy drops here. Sorry, Dad.
That's all right. You're doing great. How's it coming?
It's coming.
It's beautiful. I like it. How's yours coming at home? Is everybody doing great at home? So we're trying to get that last bit of color in here before our video ends. We've got just a few more minutes. And I'd like to try to get one of these done at least so we can show you what they'll look like.
His, probably. Well, we all know you're the faster art worker.
Well, everybody knows I'm keeping an eye on the clock, I think is what everybody recognizes here. One of us pays more attention to the time.
And he was paid to be an artist, so he has better
there you go.
stuff. Whatever.
All right.
No, I just kind of let that red on top of the red and it looks so cool. This is like so cool. I love this.
It is fun, isn't it?
It's kind of like when we did that ornaments. When we poured the paint in.
That's right. We do every year. We make ornaments at Christmas. In the past few years, we've gotten these clear ornaments that you add color into and you swirl them around and it marbleizes. It's the king of taking happy accidents.
It's so cool.
Okay, so I'm just about done enough that I can kind of show you what these will look like when you get done with yours. I'm going in and add my last little bits of color here. And we're getting close to that 15-minute mark.
Oh my god, we have 2 more minutes. Sorry, I pinched on you a little. Running on that little lion. Oh, you didn't go with the lion. Okay. Lion's got a blue leg. Lion's got a blue leg.
All right. Now, mine is pretty much covered in happy accidents. And one of the things, one of the measures of the success for this, same as we've had in the class before, is one of the things you want to do is really try to get rid of some of that white page. You don't want the white of the page. You want color in there. And so, done a pretty good job so far. This is what mine's looking like so far. Yours is going to look very different. You can still see my bird because we did a black outline. But all of the color around it is just haphazard. It's serendipity how it worked out, which means it just worked out cool because that's the way it's going to come out. Hopefully you had fun with your happy accidents. Quickly, I'll show you where Serena's looks like. Then we got to turn it off. She's almost done. She'll get there. Thank you so much.